slamming the table. He said, we've got to play better, period. And the other side, John Schneider sees the Jays get their swagger back, says they're not going to back down from anybody. Feeling good about his team heading in to the Game 4 of this 4-game series and a potential sweep. And it's Alek Manoah trying to deliver it. He's hit a rough patch lately, though, with a 5.32 ERA over his last 4 starts, but loves to pitch against the Yanks. In 5 career starts against the Bronx Bombers, he's 2-1 with a 2.48 ERA. New York counters with Nestor Cortes, who's 1-2 in his career against the Jays with a 4.15 ERA. We return our focus to the Jays starter getting up close with Alek Manoah.
Big news in Jays land. Alek Manoah will make his major league debut as he has been called up to make the start against the Yankees.
Casey Cando's a AAA manager, and he called me. I was kind of like, man, I hope I'm not in trouble. I hope nothing's going on. And he was like, hey, man, what happened on the bus ride last night? And I was like, what do you mean, what happened on the bus ride? And he was like, I don't know, you got something to tell me? And then I started getting some butterflies, was a little nervous. Then he was like, don't worry, man, you don't have to be worried. They want you to go pitch in Yankee Stadium. And then it was just good butterflies that we started feeling.
And the 3-1 swing and a miss. Judge down to a knee with the force of that swing.
Manoah's out there looking and saying, man, I made this guy fall down.
I thought it was pretty amazing, just being able to compete with a guy like Aaron Judge and just to be able to be on the same field, and then I was just really excited when I saw that big swing because I knew he was trying to hit it 500 feet.
And Manoah strikes out Judge.
Well, it's a great matchup, isn't it?
And there's nothing like some good hard competition, so seeing him go at me as hard as he can and me challenging him with some fastballs was a pretty cool moment.
Rosarena giving him a little bit of a look after that fastball in. Alek's going to stare right back at him. Go ahead, have a little staring contest, boys.
Obviously, we're not trying to hit anybody or hurt anybody, but I believe in strongly pitching inside. For me, it opens up the rest of the plate.
Alek Manoah will not be intimidated by anyone.
My sinker works really effectively into righties, so to be able to throw that inside and to be able to locate it well and obviously limit some of the ones that slip away and hit guys, I think is very huge for me.
That hit him, but he swung at it. Yes, sir, he's a strikeout.
A club record 7 consecutive strikeouts.
That is impressive stuff.
Just had crazy movement on the ball that day, and the slider was really coming out well.
He's got the best slider I've ever seen him throw.
I think I was able to set it up off some heaters in, and then kind of made it look exactly like a heater in, and it just broke a ton, and I think it hit him in the foot.
Yesterday was quite something as the Blue Jays returned to Toronto, and in a whole different sense, today could be quite something as well as Alek Manoah makes his Rogers Center debut.
It was electric just to feel the crowd, to feel the energy, to hear the walkout song, to hear Drake playing in the background as I'm warming up. It just felt like everything was coming together and everything was destined for this moment right here.
And he rings up another one here.
Being able to pitch in front of 15,000 fans and it feeling like 50,000 fans is a moment I'll never forget.
Steps to the mound again in Yankee Stadium. Here's a look at the lineup he will face. The Yankees have scored just 21 runs in their last 11 games, and perhaps one reason for the drought is the big guy just isn't hitting. Aaron Judge is batting just 148 over his last 8 and has also gone homerless over that stretch. This Yankees lineup brought to you by Bet365. Now over to the guys from SN Bets.
Thanks, Brad, Jesse, and Mike at the SM Bets Big Board presented by Bet365. Now, it really is incredible what has happened to the Yankees over the last 2 months, Mike. Meanwhile, on the other hand, the Blue Jays have experienced a roller coaster of their own lately, but right now riding a major high as they try to sweep away the Yankees.
They've got the right guy on the mound for the job. Alek Manoah, in 17 innings this season against the Yankees, has an ERA of 2.60 and an opposing batting average of just 1.64. With Manoah on the mound and the sweep on the table, the Blue Jays are just barely underdogs at plus 100. Yanks starter Nestor Cortes has similar numbers against the Blue Jays this season, so it's no surprise to see the run total at just 7.5.
Still underdogs. Very interesting. The Astros and Braves continue their heavyweight series on Sunday. Two elite teams, two pretty good pitchers in Jose Urquidy and Charlie Morton. But let's focus in on Urquidy specifically. Just once in the last 2 months has he failed to go at least 6 innings. He's taken his ERA from 5.04 in the middle of June down to 3.69. Urquidy is rolling, and that should give the Astros a very strong chance of being in the driver's seat in this one through the first 5.
One thing the Tigers and Angels have in common, they aren't very good, but one big difference is Shohei Ohtani. He goes for the Angels today, and his 165 strikeouts this season should scare the Tigers a little bit. Detroit has struck out a staggering 198 times in August. Unless your ump is Lieutenant Frank Drebin, I'm not even sure how that happens. Eduardo Rodriguez will face an Angels lineup hitting just .215 in August, and even though Mike Trout is back, on paper, this game is set up for a quiet first 5 innings at home plate.
Mike, can we take a second to appreciate what Sandy Alcantara is doing this season? He's the overwhelming favorite to win the NL Cy Young, and with good reason. He leads the league in ERA. In fact, he hasn't had an ERA in a single month above 2.13. He's tops in complete games, which are a total rarity these days. And yes, he's going up against the juggernaut Dodgers, but anytime you can get an ace of this caliber as an underdog, and that's the case today, probably worth taking a closer look.
Jesse, any guesses what the Yankees' average is in August?
Let's hear it.
2.16.
Interesting.
Not good.
No, not at all.
Alek Manoah catching these guys at a good time. Brad?
Guys, Paul O'Neill, winner, 4-time World Series champion with the Yankees, won one earlier with the Cincinnati Reds. They love him in the Bronx, and they'll honor and retire his number 21 today. You will see that ceremony in about 20 minutes' time right here on Sportsnet before the first pitch between the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Stay with us on Blue Jays Center.